Thank goodness the weather warmed up somewhat today. It's actually been a reasonable day. Where I come from, this would have been almost not quite summer. So everything is relative, right? Everything in life is relative. Things are going along very smoothly this afternoon. We'd been out, we'd done some shopping, we'd worked out, been to the gym. Um, Not done any work today to speak of, but just kind of been messing around with things at home. And as I said, at the gym, and then out doing some last minute shopping, along with about 300 million other people, but exaggeration, but you know what I mean, a lot of people. And then we were settling down. We were just finishing our late lunch come dinner, and my wife got a phone call from a friend of ours who'd had a stroke. She's in the hospital, and I don't think she's thinking coherently. So I just had to run my wife over there. She's at the Methodist Hospital in the Woodlands. Technically, it's outside of the Woodlands, but it's called the Woodlands. And I guess I'll get the report. I got to pick her up. She doesn't like driving at night. It's my wife. So I run her over there and I'll pick her up later on. So we'll find out what's going on. Just got by, still got my thin jacket on from outside. And here we go. Today's reading, what's it called? It's called Time to Play. Well, I guess that's something that as adults, we should all take notice of, right? First quote is from Ross Gay, Inciting Joy Essays. And Ross Gay is an American poet, analyst, essayist, professor, and he won the National Book Critics Circle Award for Poetry and the Kingsley Tufts Poetry Award for the 2014 book Catalogue of Unabashed Gratitude. He was a finalist in the National Book Award for Poetry, so he's got quite a reputation. What does he say? More to the point, he says, laughter is our way of letting the universe know that we agree with the passage of time. Laughter is our way of letting the universe know that we agree with the passage of time. There you are. And Ernest Holmes in 365 Science of Mind, that's, as you might guess, it's a page for each day of the year. I forgot what he did about leap year, but that's just my engineering mind looking at it. 365 Science of Mind on page 214, paragraph 1. He says, all creation is a manifestation of the delight of God. All creation is a manifestation of the delight of God. And Reverend Kris begins by saying, I have a few questions for you. When was the last time you played a game? With whom did you play it? What kind of game was it? Was it a serious game like Rummy or Phase 10 or Bananagrams? He says some of my favorites. Apart from Rummy, I don't know any of these. Or was it a silly game like Mousetrap, Twister, or Cards Against Humanity? Well, with me, it was none of those. None of those. I cannot play the games where I'm fighting against, not fighting, I am working against the system. For instance, Spider Solitaire, which you may or may not have heard of, Free Cell, which you may or may not have heard of, Solitaire you've certainly heard of, Sudoku, and various other games like that. Those are my kind of games. And then she goes on to say, I personally think that God, the divine spirit, the all, loves to laugh and be playful. Of course I do, because I'm an expression of God, of the divine, of the all, and I love to laugh and be playful. Even though silliness is a core part of my personality, says Reverend Kris, I sometimes get so caught up in my to-do list, the serious business of living and working hard to get closer to spirit. Whatever that means, Reverend Kris says. And I forget to laugh and play for whole days at a time. No, I don't really do that. But anyway, playfulness is a reminder that life doesn't always have to be so serious. In these moments of fun and laughter, we reconnect with our lighter side and with each other. So let's not miss out on these opportunities to embrace joy. God, the divine, the grand of all being, is just waiting for an invitation to play with us. So let's get out the old twister map and spin the wheel. I'll go first, right hand on red. Not my kind of games, as I said, but there you are. So what do I make of all this? Well, I would put a different twist on it, but by and large, I mean, the title of the game is Time to Play. Hey, I couldn't agree more. We often get too serious, you know, especially in our religious services. We get way too serious, and I mean, in some of the ones I've attended in the past, I grew up Catholic, and honestly, I got nothing against the Catholic Church. I've done a lot of stuff that they should be ashamed of. Absolutely. But do I personally have issues with what I was taught? No, because do I agree with it all? No, absolutely not. But have I been able to deal with and handle it in a logical and sane way? Absolutely. The thing is, I don't recall ever being at a Catholic service that wasn't serious. I'm sure there are some out there, but I've never actually been to one that wasn't serious. Well, the one thing I like about going to Creative Life Spiritual Center and spiritual centers, aka churches like it, the one thing is that you can be yourself. I can be up there, give a Sunday morning talk, and I can be myself. I can go up there and I can do the announcements, which I do almost every Sunday, and I can make a little bit of fun of our senior minister. I can use puns. I can maybe tell a little joke, and nobody is offended. Nobody bothers. It's just kind of normal. So, as I said, I often think that religious services, need some more lightheartedness in them. I don't think whatever your version of the God, the divine, the grand of all being is, I don't think that that expression that brought everything into existence would want everything to be serious. Let's face it, there wouldn't be any play if it wasn't part of living life, right? So, play to me is a built in expression of living life as it should be lived. Seriousness, yes. Play, yes. Somewhere in between, yes. Do your work, yes. Have some fun, yes. Enjoy your food, yes, etc., etc. So, and that's my take on all this. As we come up to Christmas, we're not quite there yet. And as a quick reminder, tomorrow we will have one service, Christmas Eve, and that works for me because I was always programmed to go to church on Christmas Eve and not usually at midnight and not on Christmas Day. Have I ever been on Christmas Day? Yes, but is it my norm? No, it works for me. We will have four short talks, 5 to 7 minutes each, four short ones. Not one big long one. We'll have some Christmas music. We'll have some really good music. We'll have people performing who normally don't perform. People playing the flute and more. So it's worth tuning into. It will be available on Facebook Live at 7 p.m. tomorrow evening. It will be available live Creative Life Spiritual Center on Spring Stubner Road in Spring, Texas at 7 o'clock live. And it will be a good service and there will be some lightheartedness. In fact, I've been searching for ideas for my 5 to 7 minute talk. I've come up with some, I'm not happy with them. But now I've realized what I've got to do as well, that I've got to put some lightheartedness into it. Yeah, I'm going to throw a few puns in there maybe, but I'll put some lightheartedness in it, which is spiritual because in reality, everything, everything is spiritual. When you're eating your meal, it's spiritual. When you're playing, it's spiritual. Life, me, is spiritual. Oh yes, the lady from yesterday. I said I would look her up. I don't see it now. Actually, it's here we are. The lady yesterday was Robin Wall Kimmerer, from whom we took the quote. And I was kind of interested in what she does. She describes her, this is her description of herself: a mother, a scientist, a decorated professor, and an enrolled member of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation, Native American. She's the author of The Serviceberry Abundance and Reciprocity in the Natural World, of building sweetgrass, indigenous wisdom, and more and more and more. So she's worth looking up. Robin Wall Kimmerer. Look her up. I invite playfulness into my life, knowing that laughter and joy are divine expressions of spirit. I invite playfulness into my life, knowing that laughter and joy are divine expressions of spirit. Does it get any more than that? Life is intended to be lived, and we often forget that it is. Reverend Lisa will be on tomorrow at about 9:15. I don't know if she's got the day off or not, but either way, she'll be on about 9:15. I'll be back tomorrow. I've got to make it at 5 o'clock tomorrow Central Time, because I've got to be at Creative Life Spiritual Center at 6:30. So I've got to be online at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Tune in. Remember, anything of ours that you missed, the service, Reverend Lisa, myself, you can get it on Facebook. You can get it on, let me say, LinkedIn. On mine, it should be on. It should also be on different Facebook pages, and most of it will be on YouTube. So there you are. Please take care of yourselves, especially at this time of the year. Take care of yourselves. And just remember, you are important. You are a very important person. Every single person, every single being on this planet is important and is playing a role, large or small, in the evolution of everything. So until next time, namaste.